Overland Park CrossFit. Welcome to another Friday fitness video. This week we are again off-site here at the barn. I have a wonderful workout partner today, my loving mother. She actually has been kept in the dark on this one, so she's going to know just as much as you do right now. All she knows is that we're talking about deadlifts. So she brought me into this world. She will lovingly probably take me out of it by the time we're done. But again, talking deadlifts today, what I want to talk about are a few things, specifically pulling the ground off the bar off the ground. Going to give you a quick physics lesson, similar to one I gave a class a couple weeks ago now, but I want to talk about lever arms and the change that occurs when you pull that bar further away from your body. So if I have a nice strong deadlift position, I have a short, what's called moment arm between my hips, my knees. That weight is nice and over my center of mass. But the second that I pull that bar out even an inch, my weight has shifted forward. My lever arm has now become a little bit longer. The further I extend that, the more that moment arm becomes more extended. So when I have that bar way out here, what tends to happen is I change the way I lift the bar from my big strong legs, that center of mass, to where I can keep a nice good position, to coming here where the first place I'm going to try and pull out of is my back. So that angle of opening up that deadlift changes from a nice strong point in my hips to a weak point in most likely my lower thoracic spine, upper lumbar spine. So it's going to tend to have me do this to start that lift, to leverage the bar back. It's my body compensating for it being in a bad position to a point where I can use my legs. But at that point in time, my spine is already in a jeopardized position. So if you struggle with single rep heavy lifts, but you're good at cycling a deadlift barbell, chances are a lot of what I'm going to talk about today applies to you. So to show this in the actual lift, I'm going to have my mom do 2 reps. I want you to do your old deadlift before we cleaned anything up. So I want you to bring that bar out just a little bit more. Lift it like you used to. Good. One more. And what I want you guys to watch at home is right here. Go. Good. So for her, this is roughly 65 to 70% of her 1 rep max. If we were to take it a little bit higher, these faults would be exposed a little bit more. You'd see them a little bit easier. But on that second rep, if you were noticing, her spine, instead of coming straight up, everything's nice and tight, she did a little flex. That chest came down a little bit. So that first thing I want you to think about is keeping that bar nice and tight to the shin, almost grazing it like it's a scalpel and you're trying to shave your legs. So you're keeping it nice and tight, 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 tight on the way up. I'm going to have her show, again, 2 reps, keeping that bar nice and close. Good. And again, watch that mid back. Bingo. All right, so as you tell, not as much flex. Now, the second thing I want to talk about, we've now corrected neutral spine in that mid back, that low back. What I want to talk about is the neutral spine in our cervical spine. So, Mom, what I'm going to have you do, make a little finger pistol. With one hand, you're going to take your thumb, set it around top of your collarbone. And then you're going to make, higher, so top of the collarbone. Bingo. And then you're going to make a 90-degree angle. You're going to sit your chin right on top of your index finger. This is her neutral spine position. This is what I want to keep, especially in this deadlift. Deadlift is going to be the heaviest pull we have. That's where I want her spine. So when you set up for these next 2 reps, what I want you to do is instead of looking nice and tall forward, I want you to think neutral spine, sitting on my index finger, grab the bar, pull from there. Chances are you're going to be looking 3-4 feet out front. Good. Maintain all the other mechanics, so hips down just a little bit. Bingo. Good. One more. Good. All right. 2 big points. Neutral spine, bar nice and tight. Now, the third thing I want to think about today is lifting with our legs. Like I said earlier, these are the biggest, strongest muscles we have in our body. We want to utilize them as best we can at any moment we can. So, what I want you to think about today, and next time you deadlift, is instead of thinking about pulling the bar off the ground, I want you to think about pushing your feet down through the floor. I'm going to have you come to your side here, and I'm going to steal the camera, steal the spotlight. Roll that forward. So this technique is called wedging. You're going to take J-cups inside of a rig, keep it above that mid-shin line, but anywhere below or above mid-shin to about mid-thigh, depending on where you find kind of that sticking point and where you really feel like you lose your legs. Today I'm going to show it right at the bottom. This is where I lose my legs. And you're going to take a barbell, maybe a PVC pipe, depending on if it's your first or multiple times. Barbell is going to be a better idea because it's not going to flex. So what you want to do is you want to take that bar nice, tight under the J-cups. You're not banging it in there, but it's sitting nice and tight. That rig's not going to go anywhere. So nice, set up the deadlift, and then I'm just going to pull by pressing my legs through the ground. So I am not thinking about opening up my shoulders at all. I'm doing this. I'm actually just pressing my feet down, engaging my legs, hamstrings, and I'm pulling that bar even without any weight. So for those of you at home, next time you're at the gym, you're warming up deadlift, and you struggle with that first pull, give this a shot. It's a great way to engage everything. Let them know that, hey, I want to use my legs first. But it's also fantastic because generally it's a harder concept to grasp at lightweight. So by using the rig as our anchor, basically, you're able to increase that load exponentially while still maintaining a good position and focusing on driving my feet down instead of pulling up. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. That is all we have today. As always, feel free to ask the coach any questions you have on the deadlift, specifically the deadlift. If you want to try wedging and you don't know what it is, feel free to ask me. Ask another one of our coaches. We can get you set up. And if you want some one-on-one specific time on that deadlift, any other movement, set up that personal training session. Other than that, you guys have a great rest of your weekend.